To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. I think I've made a new friend. I know it's hard to see, but that is what I think is a Missouri tarantula spider with a very large egg sac. I guess it's an egg sac, baby sac attached to it. She's been here for a few months now, a couple months. She went away for a little while and then came back, but she would always run off in the past when I would open up, and now she sticks around. She moved. Earlier she was right here. When it went to get the camera to come back, she'd moved to that spot there. She's upside down in case you can't make it out, and her egg sac is in between the bar and her belly, and her legs are hanging off the bar. This is the water tank. I fill the water tank every day, and so now she greets me. So as you know, I filter my water before it goes into my IBC tank, and then I have a Berkey which purifies the water that I drink. I don't have an elaborate system here, and it's by design. That way, if I want to change anything, I can. But what I did was I use these house filters right here, and I got 3 of them. And I'm sitting on one of them here. The last one's right here. What I did was in the first filter, I had this little pleated standard house filter. It's 5 microns. It takes the larger debris out. Now, if I use it by itself, I can still see a tinge sometimes. Well, when the well was getting the groundwater in it, I could still see a tinge in it. Then I have a carbon filter in the second and third one. Now what I intend to do is every 3 months I'm going to replace the first filter. Every 6 months I'll replace the first carbon filter, and then every year I'll replace the third carbon filter. But what I'll do is I'll take the last one and put it into the second one, just kind of swapping them around. That way the newest is always at the last stage, if that makes sense. Well, I've noticed that my water flow has slowed down. Now, I will admit that I added an extra water hose, a white one, so I had more length to the tank. That way I didn't have to wind up all the hose with the filters on. The filters always could stay right here. I actually am going to make a hanger eventually, so they'll hang up here underneath the well, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. Regardless, I still have to have that extra hose to reach the IBC tank. Well, when I put the extra hose on, it seemed like the flow slowed down, which could be possible that the extra hose just slowed the water flow down. I didn't think it would do it that much, so the extra friction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the second filter to see if it's clogged, because these carbon filters get clogged really easy. And if it's clogged, there's a way to clean it. I mean, you just stick it in a bucket of water and clean it, and that's how I'm going to tell if it's dirty. It's not too hard to take apart. You just unscrew it, and then the filter comes out. And so there's the filter. I'm going to take it over to the bucket of water now. Now I have a bucket of water that I'm going to put it in. Nah, it doesn't appear to be too dirty. Maybe a little dingy, but well, that means the hose made the water slow down, just the extra friction. Now, I suppose somebody's going to say, well, you could have just taken the hose off and checked to see if the flow increased, which, yeah, I could have. But that still would have left me the question, is the filter dirty? So it answered 2 questions at the same time. Is the filter dirty, or is it the hose? Secondly, if I'd have had to take the hose off, I'd have had to start the generator, run the well pump. It would just been a little bit more work in my mind, but either way, 6 one way, a half dozen other, I guess. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, you may know that I have 2 teeth that are missing, and so I don't go to doctors. So I make my own teeth. This one right here, this one right here. You may see that they're a little more white than the other teeth. You also may notice that they're a lot more white than they were a week ago, because I made new teeth. I don't have any faith in doctors. I've never trusted them. They've always proven me not to trust them. The last 3 times I went to the dentist, they've actually broken my teeth. They'll deny it, But I can tell you the exact moment they do it. They're in there and they're drilling and they're doing their thing, and then they come home and smack another tooth and it cracks. Well, in about 6 months, it starts hurting and it's terrible, and then a week later, the tooth breaks in half. I think I got 3 teeth now that are broken in the back because some dentist decided he was going to slap around in there. And the other thing is if you were to get these temporary teeth put in, little flippers they call them, they're like $1,200 a piece. Of course, you could go in and get implants, and that's a $1,000 bill. Or you can spend $20 and make teeth for the rest of your life with this stuff. It's called a polymorph plastic. You can get them on Amazon. It's like $20, and they're just beads of plastic. First thing somebody's going to say is, that's not FDA approved. It's not approved for human consumption. You're right. I have no idea if this is approved. This particular bottle is approved for human use. The thing is, they do make this same exact material. They do make it so you can buy this plastic to make teeth with. It's called temp tooth. And you get like 5 beads of that stuff for, I don't know, $20. It's the same plastic. As a matter of fact, if you Google it and you say temp tooth, what kind of plastic is temp tooth, you'll Google it, and then you Google that material, whatever that material is, and Amazon comes up and says $20 for this whole container. Now, the thing is I've actually made a cast for my ankle with this stuff. It's really easy to use, and you can use it for everything. Art projects, teeth. That's all I'm going to use it for, is teeth. I'm not much of an artist. So I'm going to show you how to use this real quick. Maybe you can figure out a use for it. So here I have a pot of boiling water. The water only needs to be about 140 degrees to make this work, but the instructions on this particular package right here says use boiling water. And so I have a spoon, and you put some of these beads on the spoon. I've dropped a bunch. Now, in order to make a tooth, you'd only need about 5 beads. But it takes practice to make a tooth. It really does. I'm dropping them. I'm afraid I'm going to burn myself. And then you put it in the boiling water, and you'll see those beads start to turn clear. And it's just that fast. They're now clear. Drain off the water. Try not to burn yourself. And then you take these beads, and you can shape it. Just like that. It'll take a little bit for it to cool and harden, but in the meantime, there's plenty of time to shape it, make a tooth out of it, make anything you want out of it. See, I'm just folding it over like Play-Doh or silly putty. Now, if you want to make a tooth and you try to not to get it too clear and white looking like the bead itself, if you put it in, instead of boiling water, you put it in coffee or tea, it will stain the tooth a little bit. What I've noticed is I don't want to do that, because over time they get stained while you're drinking your coffee. Then it's darker than your teeth. So what you do then is you just put this in some bleach, your tooth, in bleach. It'll clean right up. I think you can also use Efferdent. I think Efferdent works also. Okay, even though it's not completely hard, but and clear and white again, it will turn white. You can't shape it anymore. Now, if you want to continue shaping, let's say you didn't get that done correctly, you just put it back in the water. It'll turn clear again. It's reusable. And so now I can shape it again. So I come down here to check, see if we got any eggs this morning. I heard one of them cackling like they were laying an egg. So, oh, there's Frenchie. Frenchie lays on the eggs. I don't know why he does that. But yeah, we got an egg right here. Now these eggs, we're getting about 2 to 3 a day. We only have 3 hens laying. In the next couple of months, the others will be laying also. Like I said, these are pretty small right now. In the next month or so, they'll continuously get bigger and bigger and bigger. But with them being so young, we're getting small eggs. So Carolyn and I were just having a conversation, and we think it's time for the meat birds to come outside. They're getting too big for their crates. So I got to get my Coroplast coop put in there. Okay, so we got them out here. I've been sitting out here for about an hour to make sure everything was okay, and Nothing was going to go wrong. We had one little incident here. Right here at the edge of the gate, I didn't have chicken wire, and so they were able to crawl through the 14 gauge wire. So I had to put a little piece of chicken wire right here. One of them got stuck in it, and so I went up there to get some food and came back down, and there he was stuck. So that didn't take long. The littles are trying to get adjusted to it. See, they're pecking through the chicken wire. So if they get mixed up together, it'd be pretty destructive. See, the bigger chickens just don't like littler chickens. So we got 28 chickens in there, so this will be the first night that they have to stay outside by themselves. This is the first day they have to stay outside by themselves. I already got one catching worms and being chased around by the others. That's always neat to watch. I don't know why they don't just eat the worm. Instead, they run around, they show it off. So this is Sunday. Thursday will be 3 weeks old, so they're just like 2.5 weeks old now. So we got 5.5 weeks to go, and then we'll start butchering the biggest ones. And then at 12 weeks, we'll start butchering the smallest ones. So that means the smallest ones should be about the same size as the big ones by the time it's all said and done. We got one here, it's really small. There's another one in here, it looks like a little baby still. So it's good to get them out here. They're spreading their wings, they're flapping around, having a good time. So this didn't take long for them to adjust to it all. So I hope I can inspire you to find things that work for you when you're living your dream. Thanks for watching.